Welcome, brave listener, to a journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about your money. Today, we peel back the layers of a financial system designed to keep you in its grasp. If you've ever felt the silent squeeze of debt, the baffling complexity of your credit card statement, or the irresistible urge to splurge, then this is for you. In the next 30 minutes, we're going to dive deep into the psychology of credit cards, how banks control you. You'll discover the hidden brain hacks, the subtle manipulations, and the audacious profit strategies that turn your financial aspirations into a tightrope walk. You'll learn why you spend more than you intend, how banks secretly label you, and the deceptive help they offer that keeps you trapped. But more importantly, you'll gain the knowledge and power to break free. This isn't just about numbers on a balance sheet. It's about reclaiming your financial autonomy, your peace of mind, and your future. So, lean in close, silence the distractions, and stay with me until the very end. Because what you're about to hear will fundamentally change how you view your wallet, your debt, and your financial destiny. Let's begin. Part 1. The unseen strings, your brain on credit cards. Imagine for a moment that your credit card isn't just a piece of plastic or a digital entry on your phone. Imagine it as a master key designed to unlock the most primal parts of your brain, subtly influencing every purchase decision you make. This isn't science fiction. It's the bedrock of modern credit card psychology, meticulously engineered by the financial giants. For decades, we've been told that credit cards merely make spending easier. They release the brakes on our wallets by making transactions painless. But what if I told you that was only half the story? What if, in reality, these cards actively step on the gas, driving your motivation to spend, much like an addictive substance? Research, using advanced brain imaging, has revealed a startling truth. Credit cards literally sensitize the reward networks in your brain. Specifically, they light up the striatum, the very same dopaminergic reward center exploited by highly addictive drugs like cocaine and amphetamines. Think about that for a moment. Every time you swipe, tap, or click, your brain releases a feel-good chemical, dopamine, creating a powerful reward cycle. You see something desirable. You purchase it with your card. Your brain floods with pleasure, and that pleasure reinforces the behavior. It's a neurological loop, designed to make you more likely to repeat the spending, transforming convenience into compulsion. This isn't about willpower alone, it's about payment decoupling. When you pay with cash, you feel the immediate, tangible loss. Your wallet visibly thins, and your brain registers a pain of paying, a mild discomfort that acts as a natural brake on spending. But with a credit card, that pain is postponed, detached from the moment of pleasure. There's no physical exchange of money, no immediate consequence. This psychological distance makes spending feel almost entirely consequence-free. The result? Studies show people spend 12–18% more when using credit cards compared to cash. It's a silent, insidious trick played on your subconscious. And it gets deeper. Credit card companies, with their vast reserves of data and behavioral science expertise, understand that your spending isn't always rational. They know that emotional triggers play a colossal role. Feeling stressed after a long week? Swipe for some retail therapy. Celebrating a promotion? Splurge on that expensive dinner? Bored on a Sunday afternoon? Impulse buy gadgets while scrolling online, facing social pressure to keep up appearances? Purchase designer items to impress peers? These are not random acts. They are predictable patterns of emotional spending, skillfully capitalized on by a system that thrives on your desires and vulnerabilities. We often talk about self-control, or the lack thereof. Many who struggle with debt admit to impulse control issues, sometimes linked to conditions like ADHD. But in a world where social media influencers and advertisers work relentlessly to entertain you into spending, it becomes exponentially harder to resist. The promise of free shipping if you just add a little more to your cart, the end-of-aisle displays, the limited time offers. These are all carefully crafted external triggers designed to bypass your rational thought and ignite that dopamine rush. So the first, most crucial step in reclaiming control is awareness. Understand that your credit card isn't a neutral tool. It's an emotionally charged instrument, a master of psychological manipulation, constantly whispering promises of instant gratification while deftly sidelining the reality of future payment. This is not accidental. This is design. This is how they begin to control you. Part 2. The Banker's Playbook. How they profit from your mind. Now that we've glimpsed the inner workings of your brain, let's turn our gaze to the architects of this system, the banks. You might believe their goal is to offer you a convenient financial tool, perhaps even to help you manage your money. But the harsh, unsettling truth, revealed in internal banking jargon, tells a very different story. Did you know that within the banking sector, there's a derogatory nickname for consumers who meticulously pay off their credit card balances in full every month? They call us debt bees. Yes, a term designed to sting, because we are the ones who, in their eyes, make their profit bleed. This shocking revelation lays bare the true incentive structure. Their most valuable customers are the millions of Americans who don't pay off their credit card debt. This isn't a theory. It's a documented reality, a candid admission of a system engineered for perpetual indebtedness. How do they achieve this? Through a meticulously crafted strategy of shrouding and complexity. Credit card issuers are masters of misdirection. They deliberately shroud the less appealing, backloaded features of their offers. Think sky-high default APRs, late fees, or over-limit charges. Where do they hide this crucial information? On back pages, in tiny font sizes, buried within paragraphs of dense, complex legal language. It's a classic tactic. Highlight the flashy benefits up front, then conceal the true costs in the fine print. And for less educated consumers, this shrouding is even more pronounced, a targeted exploitation of behavioral biases, ensuring that the most vulnerable are often the least informed. But perhaps the most insidious trap of all is the minimum payment. It appears as a lifeline, a manageable sum that offers a temporary reprieve. But this tempting illusion, this financial siren song, is nothing short of a debt trap. When you pay only the minimum, you're not making significant progress on your principal. Instead, the vast majority of your payment goes straight to covering the exorbitant interest, often 36% to 45% annually, sometimes compounding daily. You end up paying for purchases long after they're used or forgotten, in some cases paying back double or even more than the original amount over the life of the debt. It's a cruel game where the illusion of relief leads to a longer, more profitable entanglement for the banks. Then there are the rewards programs, the cash back, the airline miles, the points. They seem like free money, right? A generous perk for your loyalty. But make no mistake, reward programs are ingeniously designed to incentivize spending, often instigating overspending, if not managed with iron discipline. The math behind these programs is always engineered in the bank's favor. It's like a casino. The house always wins. While financially sophisticated consumers might savvy their way to some benefits, naive consumers often overspend chasing rewards, ultimately incurring more interest and fees. This results in an estimated $15 billion annual redistribution of wealth, flowing from the less educated to the more educated, from the poorer to the richer. Your free perks are often subsidized by someone else's higher interest payments. And as we move further into the digital age, this control becomes even more sophisticated. Financial companies now leverage digital dark patterns in banking apps, manipulative user experience (UX) designs that exploit human psychology. These aren't glitches. They are carefully crafted tactics to push you towards decisions that maximize company profits. often at your expense. Have you ever seen a pop-up warning of a limited time offer that will expire if you don't act now? That's FOMO, fear of missing out. Or perhaps a message proclaiming, only 2 spots left to get this promotional interest rate. That's fake scarcity. Banks create fake urgency, pressuring you to act quickly with arbitrary deadlines, pushing you into financial commitments without full understanding. They use drip pricing, showing an attractive low rate initially, only to gradually unveil mandatory fees as you progress, making you feel trapped after investing time and effort. They even use trick questions or confirm shaming to nudge you into consenting to things you didn't intend, making you feel irresponsible for opting out of an upsell. These are the same psychological tactics used by gambling apps, now disturbingly prevalent in finance. They aim to hijack your attention, fostering addiction-like reliance on their services. Even customer service is becoming automated, leading to frustrating delays and an inability to resolve complex issues, further isolating you within a controlled digital environment. The bottom line is clear. These practices are not born of oversight or accident. They are the calculated strategies of an industry built on trust, yet often deploying manipulation to maximize revenue. They know exactly what works, and they're counting on you not fully understanding these forces. Part 3. The weight of the chains. Real-world consequences. So, what happens when these psychological triggers and sophisticated bank strategies converge? The consequences are far from abstract. For millions, the result is a relentless debt spiral, casting a long, dark shadow over every aspect of life. Consider the average U.S. household with credit card debt, owing over $20,000. This isn't just a number. It's a heavy burden that prevents saving, delays future goals, and chips away at fundamental well-being. This unsecured consumer debt, often accumulated for necessities or to maintain a desired lifestyle in the face of stagnant incomes, sits on a razor's edge. It offers temporary relief, but almost immediately transforms into a significant liability. The most profound impact of this debt is on your mental health. Extensive research consistently links high levels of consumer debt to increased instances of depression, anxiety, and stress. It's not merely the financial strain. It's the constant worry, the shame, the guilt, and the feeling of being trapped that takes an enormous toll. Imagine the pressure of seeing your paycheck consumed by minimum payments, or worse, knowing that the interest on your debt is growing faster than you can pay it down. This persistent debt can fundamentally diminish your sense of control and self-worth, pushing you towards emotional distress and a state of languishing. This vulnerability is acutely felt during economic downturns. A period of prosperity might allow some to manage their debt, but an unexpected job loss, an illness, or even just inflation can swiftly transform manageable debt into an insurmountable crisis. Creditworthiness, as one expert put it, is ephemeral. Economic value can turn into worthless vapor overnight, leaving those already overextended in an abyss of financial and emotional insecurity. A major contributing factor to this widespread problem is a profound lack of financial literacy. Many people simply don't understand the mechanics of credit card interest, how it compounds daily, how high the annual percentage rate, APR, truly is, or the true cost of paying only the minimum. They might initially believe they can manage, or that the interest is negligible, only to be consumed by it when an idealistic transactor unexpectedly becomes a revolver. The information is often shrouded, yes, but even when presented, the complexity of calculations can be baffling, leaving consumers at a distinct disadvantage. Even the convenience that banks so eagerly promote comes at a steep price. The ease of swiping, the seamless digital payments. These features make it effortless to spend, making it much harder to say no to unnecessary expenses. This behavioral nudge, designed for profit, undermines your ability to make prudent financial choices, leading to an ever-deepening cycle of debt. This isn't a problem for a few isolated individuals. It's a systemic issue affecting millions. creating a society where financial anxiety is rampant, and the path to genuine financial freedom seems increasingly obscured. The control exerted by the financial system isn't just about money, it's about your well-being, your peace, and your future. Part 4. Breaking the Chains, Your Path to Reclaiming Control. The picture I've painted might seem bleak, a landscape of manipulation and hidden traps. But here's the powerful truth. Knowledge is power, and awareness is your first, most potent weapon. You are not powerless. You can break free from this intricate web of control and reclaim your financial destiny. The journey starts with a fundamental shift, understanding the psychology behind your spending and the deliberate tactics employed by banks. Once you recognize these forces, you can actively disarm them. Here are the strategies, forged from financial wisdom and psychological insight, that will empower you. 1. Confront the debt-bee myth. Pay in full, always. The single most impactful action you can take is to never carry a balance. Make it your golden rule. Pay your credit card bill in full, every single month. This immediately eliminates interest charges, prevents you from becoming a revolver, a bank's most profitable customer, and reclaims the benefits of your cards, like rewards, without the exorbitant cost. If you're currently in debt, make paying more than the minimum your immediate priority. Even an extra $20 makes a difference, chipping away at the principal instead of just feeding the interest beast. 2. Cultivate mindful spending habits. The 24-hour rule: for any non-essential purchase, implement a 24-hour cooling-off period. Take a photo, note the price, and walk away. If you still want it tomorrow, reconsider. This simple act allows the initial dopamine rush to subside, enabling rational decision-making. Create friction. Remove saved credit card details from online shopping sites. Unsubscribe from marketing emails that trigger impulse buys. Delete shopping apps from your phone. The more obstacles you place between desire and purchase, the more moments you create for conscious choice. Visualize your financial goals. Before an impulse purchase, calculate its true cost. How many hours did you work to earn that money? What else could that money buy? A step towards your savings goal, a debt repayment, a meaningful experience? Mentally convert credit purchases into their cash equivalents to restore the pain of paying. 3. Master your money with a budget and vigilant tracking. Know your numbers. Create a detailed budget. Understand your income and precisely where every dollar goes. This isn't about restriction, it's about control. Budgeting allows you to allocate specific amounts for different expense types and ensures you live within your means. Track everything. Use budgeting apps or a simple spending journal. Monitor your credit card statements weekly, not just monthly. This constant awareness is the first step toward control. Many successful debt bees even pay off their purchases immediately after making them, treating their credit card like a debit card and seeing their available balance in real time. 4. Strategic debt reduction. If you're currently facing a debt mountain, prioritize high-interest debt. If you have multiple cards, attack the one with the highest interest rate first. This debt avalanche method saves you the most money over time. Consider debt consolidation. Explore options like balance transfers to a card with a 0% introductory APR if your credit score allows, or a personal loan with a significantly lower interest rate. This can simplify repayment into a single, manageable monthly payment, though you must be disciplined not to accrue new debt on the old cards. Build an emergency fund. A fully funded emergency fund acts as your shield against unexpected shocks. It ensures you won't be forced to rely on high-interest credit cards when life throws a curveball, preventing you from falling back into the debt trap. 5. Seek professional guidance. You don't have to navigate this alone. Credit counseling. Reputable nonprofit credit counseling organizations can help you develop a debt management plan, potentially lowering your interest rates and accelerating your payoff journey. They can provide structured discipline when willpower alone isn't enough. Financial advisors. For persistent debt issues or to proactively plan your financial future, a financial advisor can provide personalized strategies. Mental health professionals. If you suspect a deeper issue like compulsive buying or a gambling disorder, which often fuel credit card debt, seek help from a therapist or mental health professional. Addressing the root psychological causes is crucial for sustainable change. 6. Demand transparency. Reject manipulation. Be vigilant about digital dark patterns. Question every limited time offer. Scrutinize confusing language and actively seek out clear terms and conditions. Choose financial institutions that prioritize your well-being over exploiting your psychological weaknesses. The future of banking should empower users, not exploit them. Support ethical design practices that foster transparency, autonomy, and genuine financial health. This path requires patience, persistence, and unwavering discipline. It's about making conscious financial choices that align with your long-term goals, rather than falling prey to momentary impulses. Every small step, every mindful decision, every dollar paid above the minimum, is a victory in your fight for financial freedom. Part 5. Your Financial Revolution, a final call to action. We've journeyed through the intricate psychology of credit cards, unmasking the subtle ways financial institutions exploit our minds and desires for profit. We've seen how the promise of convenience and rewards can lead to unforeseen debt, stress, and a continuous cycle of struggle. But you now possess something invaluable: understanding. You understand the dopamine rush, the payment decoupling, the emotional triggers that lead to impulsive spending. You're aware of the debt B label, the shrouding of terms, and the deceptive minimum payment trap. You recognize the digital dark patterns designed to manipulate your choices. This knowledge isn't just information, it's the blueprint for your financial revolution. No longer should you be an unwitting participant in a system designed to keep you indebted. You have the tools, the insights, and now the responsibility to change your relationship with credit. Reclaim your financial autonomy. Transform your spending habits. Demand transparency from your financial providers. Remember, credit cards are not inherently evil. When used with discipline and informed awareness, they can be a useful tool for managing finances and building credit. But the key is you being in control, not the banks. The next time you reach for your credit card, pause. Ask yourself, is this aligned with my financial goals? Am I making a conscious choice, or am I being nudged by a carefully constructed psychological trap? Your financial future, your peace of mind, and your freedom depend on these moments of awareness and discipline. Share this message with everyone you know who might be struggling or simply unaware. Because the more people who understand these truths, the stronger we become in navigating the complex world of finance. It's time to stop letting banks control you. It's time to take back your power.